Hey, Mommy, my son said to me the other night, aren't you an English teacher? Yes. Doesn't that mean that you would want me to be reading as much as possible? Andrew. But, Mommy, I just like to read. And you want people to read, so I should be allowed to stay up all night reading. My son can try to be very persuasive. Thankfully, I see through the loopholes every once in a while. But he had a good point. He brought up the fact that I'm an English teacher, and therefore I want people to read. So therefore, logically, he should be allowed to read. This little 8-year-old already has some of the foundations of persuasive writing. He hasn't written it down yet, but he's got it in his head. So persuasive writing is getting your point across in order to get what you want, whether it be to encourage people to believe what you believe, create change to get something you want. And it is so much more than just simply saying, I'm right and you're wrong, because that doesn't work out, as you can see from the cartoon. So first thing you have to do is figure out your topic. Okay, what is it that you want? What do you want to try and persuade people to do or believe? And for my example, I'm going to try and persuade the art classes at Warren and the administration at Warren that there should be murals on the hallways, on the walls. Because we've got that awesome mural when you walk in the door off the buses, but that's it. We've got so many blank, bare walls, and we really need to start getting more. Oh yeah, we also have the one in the cafeteria, which is about 12 years old now. So it's time to get some more art on these walls. So the second thing you need to think about is who's your audience going to be. And for the purpose of my letter, I'm going to make my audience the Warren administration, because they're the ones who make the big decisions. They're the ones who deal with the finances, and they really have all the pull. My purpose, I'm going to state the purpose to be to showcase student talent and make the school a more welcoming environment. So by having these student murals, we're showcasing students and we are having a better environment overall. So now I need to figure out, how am I going to support this argument? So my first reason in support is that artwork benefits behavior and academics. It has been proven that color and aesthetics of a school have an impact on learning. Well, of course, I'm going to have to be able to substantiate that somehow, but I'll get to that later. Also, by adolescence, it has been found that large areas of primary color is viewed as elementary. Therefore, it's necessary to break the monotony, and in order to do this, the school needs to display more artwork. Now, my audience is going to say, and how do you know all this? Well, this is how I know. From educational researcher William Dagnan's article, Color in an Optimum Learning Environment. So depending on your topic, you might need to do a little bit of research, which some of you have already started doing. You're gathering statistics, you're looking at studies, and that's exactly what I did in this case. I want to make sure I have some academic backup to support this, as opposed to just, it's my opinion. It would make the school prettier. It would make people happier. Well, that's just my opinion. Where's the research to support that? Well, I can already hear the counter argument from the administration. And the counter argument is going to be, yeah, but it costs a lot of money to purchase artwork and we don't have the money for it. Well, guess what? We've got the solution in-house. This is true, which is why we should utilize the student talent at Warren. I don't know if you've seen the artwork downstairs that's displayed, but there is some amazing talent in this school. And if we utilize the student talent, if we make it an art class, or if we allow the art club to do this, the cost is going to be absorbed by the student art fees. Or maybe they need a minimal amount of fee from the administration, basically supplies, and that's it. And really the supplies that they would need would be the paint. So that's my possible solution. It's important to always have a possible solution. Don't just say, yeah, that's true, we'll deal with it, and then shrug your shoulders. You have to be prepared to give an alternative. My second reason for having student murals on the hallway walls is because it will allow student artists to design and produce murals for the school, or by doing this, it will teach them project management, delegation, group work, people skills, because they're going to have to propose the design to the board, and new artistic skills. And by new artistic skills, it's illustrating on a large scale instead of on a smaller platform. And that is a different type of artistic skill. Plus, they're going to be dealing with a different medium. Painting on cinder block is definitely different than painting on a canvas. They're going to have to work together. They're going to have to delegate. The designer of the mural is going to have to give up some of that ownership and allow others to help paint it. I mean, just so many amazing educational skills are going to be learned through this process. My third reason is going to be that most importantly, nice transition word by the way, most importantly, student murals will give the artist a sense of pride and make them feel as if their art has made a difference, which is going to increase confidence and their sense of belonging. And as a result of this increased confidence and sense of belonging, their overall school performance more likely will rise, because it has been found that when a student has a sense of belonging in their school, their grades go up because they really want to do well for the school as a whole. So let's make every student artist feel like, superhero, and let their artwork be on these walls for the long term, not just temporarily for a couple months. So let's recap. When you're doing persuasion, first you have to know what your topic's going to be, and you need to know who your audience is. And the reason you need to know that audience is because it's going to affect your word choice. If I'm writing the school board, I probably don't want to include humor in my letter. If I'm writing to my parents or my little sister, maybe it's appropriate. I also need to really know my purpose. What ultimately am I aiming for? I need to have my main reasons and supports. I have to address the counter argument. And most importantly, I need to present possible solutions. I need to seem as if I have thought this through, but also that I'm willing to work with the opposition in order to get a solution that we're all happy with. Okay, so now get to it. Get this stuff all together. Happy writing.